Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to talk about a powerful truth that most people avoid. Nobody is coming to save you. No one is coming to fix your life. No one is coming to push you every day. This may sound hard, but it is also very powerful. Because the moment you accept this truth, your life begins to change. You stop waiting. You start acting. In this video, we will learn powerful lessons that will help you take control of your life. Lesson 1. Take full responsibility for your life. The first and most important truth is this: your life is your responsibility. Many people spend their time waiting. They wait for the right opportunity. They wait for someone to guide them. They wait for motivation. But life does not work like that. If you keep waiting, nothing will change. For example, imagine you want to improve your life. You want to learn a skill, grow, or become successful. But instead of taking action, you wait. You think, one day I will start. Someone will help me. But days pass, nothing changes. This is how time is wasted. Another important truth is that blaming others keeps you stuck. Some people blame their situation. They blame their past. They blame other people. But blaming does not solve anything. It only keeps you in the same place. When you take responsibility, something powerful happens. You stop blaming. You start acting. You focus on what you can control. This gives you power. Another powerful point is that responsibility gives you control. If your life is in your hands, you can change it. You can improve it. You can move forward. But if you depend on others, you lose control. Another important lesson is that small actions create big change. You do not need to change everything in one day. Start small, take one step, then another. This builds momentum. Another powerful benefit is confidence. When you take responsibility and act, you prove to yourself that you can do it. This builds belief. You stop depending on others. You trust yourself. Another important truth is that no one knows your life better than you. Only you know your struggles. Only you know your goals. So only you can take the right actions. Another powerful point is that waiting is dangerous. When you wait too long, you lose time. And time never comes back. Another important lesson is discipline. When you take responsibility, you build discipline. You act even when you do not feel like it. This creates consistency. Another powerful benefit is growth. When you take control, you learn, you improve, you become stronger. The truth is simple. Nobody is coming to fix your life. But that is not a problem, because you have the power to do it yourself. When you take full responsibility, you stop waiting. You start moving. And that is when your life begins to change. Lesson 2. Stop waiting for motivation. The second powerful truth is this: stop waiting for motivation. Many people believe that they need to feel motivated before they start doing something important. They think, when I feel motivated, I will start. When I feel ready, I will take action. But this is one of the biggest mistakes. Motivation is not reliable. It comes and goes. Some days you feel energetic. Some days you feel lazy. If you depend on motivation, your progress will be inconsistent. You will start and stop again and again. This is why many people never achieve their goals. They are waiting for a feeling that does not stay. Another important truth is that action creates motivation, not the other way around. When you start working, even in a small way, your mind becomes active. You feel progress. And this creates motivation. For example, imagine you do not feel like studying or working. If you wait for motivation, you may never start. But if you force yourself to begin for just 10 minutes, something changes. Once you start, your mind slowly gets involved. You feel more focused, and then motivation begins to grow. This is how it works. Action comes first. Motivation comes after. Another powerful point is discipline is stronger than motivation. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a decision. When you are disciplined, you do not depend on your mood. You do what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. This creates consistency. Another important lesson is to build a routine. When you follow a routine, you do not need to think too much. You know what to do. You just follow the plan. This reduces delay. Another powerful benefit of not depending on motivation is progress. Even on days when you feel low, you still take action. This keeps you moving forward. Small steps every day create big results over time. Another important truth is that waiting feels comfortable. It feels safe to delay. But this comfort is dangerous, because while you are waiting, time is passing, and lost time never comes back. Another powerful point is that strong people do not wait for motivation. They act first. They understand that waiting will not change anything. They create their own momentum. Another important lesson is to start small. You do not need to do everything at once. Start with a simple step. Once you begin, it becomes easier to continue. This reduces resistance. Another powerful benefit is confidence. When you act without waiting for motivation, you prove to yourself that you are in control. This builds self-trust. Another important truth is that feelings should not control your actions. If you act only when you feel good, you will be inconsistent. But if you act based on your goals, you will be consistent. And consistency leads to success. The truth is simple. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is permanent. If you keep waiting for motivation, you will stay stuck. But if you take action, even without motivation, you will move forward. And once you start moving, your motivation will follow. That is why you must stop waiting and start acting. Lesson 3. No one will push you. You must push yourself. The third powerful truth is this. No one will push you every day. You must push yourself. Many people wait for someone to guide them, motivate them, or remind them to stay on track. They want someone to say, "Start now. Do your work. Stay focused." But the reality is different. In the beginning, you may get some guidance, but in the long run, you are on your own. No one will be there every day to push you. And if you depend on others, your progress will stop when they are not there. This is why self-discipline is important. You must become your own motivator. For example, imagine you have a goal. Maybe you want to improve your English, grow your career, or build something meaningful. In the beginning, you may feel excited, but after some time, the excitement fades. Now, what will push you? If you are waiting for someone else, you will stop. But if you learn to push yourself, you will continue. Another important truth is that real growth happens when no one is watching, when there is no pressure, when there is no reward, when there is no one to praise you. That is when your discipline is tested. And that is where real strength is built. Another powerful point is that pushing yourself builds mental strength. When you act even when you do not feel like it, you train your mind. You show yourself that you are in control. This builds resilience. Another important lesson is to create self-accountability. Instead of waiting for someone else, you take responsibility. You set your own rules. You follow your own plan. You hold yourself accountable. This creates independence. Another powerful benefit is confidence. When you push yourself daily, you prove to yourself that you can rely on yourself. This builds trust. You stop depending on others. You believe in your ability. Another important truth is that comfort is your biggest enemy. If no one pushes you, your mind will choose comfort. It will choose rest, delay, and easy options. But growth requires effort. It requires discomfort. You must push yourself out of that comfort zone. Another powerful point is that successful people do not depend on external motivation. They have internal drive. They know what they want, and they move forward even when it is hard. Another important lesson is to build a strong routine. When you have a routine, you reduce the need for motivation. You do things automatically. This makes it easier to stay consistent. Another powerful benefit is control. When you push yourself, you take control of your life. You are not waiting for someone else. You are leading yourself. Another important truth is that no one cares about your goals as much as you do. Others may support you, but they have their own life. Your success is your responsibility. Another powerful lesson is to act daily. Even small effort matters. Consistency is more important than intensity. When you push yourself every day, progress becomes natural. The truth is simple. No one is coming to push you every day. But that is not a weakness. It is your power. Because when you learn to push yourself, you become unstoppable. You do not depend on anyone. You create your own progress, and that is when real growth begins. Lesson 4. Stop blaming. Start acting. The fourth powerful truth is this: stop blaming and start acting. Many people stay stuck in life not because they lack ability, but because they keep blaming. They blame their past. They blame their situation. They blame other people. And while they are busy blaming, time keeps moving. Nothing changes. Blaming may feel comfortable. It gives you a reason to stay where you are. It protects your ego. But it also takes away your power. Because when you blame, you give control of your life to something outside you. For example, imagine someone says, "I cannot succeed because my situation is bad. I cannot grow because I do not have support." These thoughts may feel true, but they do not create progress. They create excuses, and excuses keep you stuck. Another important truth is that your situation may not be your fault, but your future is your responsibility. You may not control how things started, but you can control what you do next. This is where your power is. Another powerful point is that action changes your life, not excuses. Even small action is better than no action. When you act, you create movement. When you create movement, you create change. Another important lesson is to focus on what you can control. You cannot control everything, but you can control your effort. You can control your attitude. You can control your decisions. When you focus on these things, you move forward. Another powerful benefit of stopping blame is mental clarity. When you stop blaming, your mind becomes clearer. You stop thinking about reasons. You start thinking about solutions. This improves your thinking. Another important truth is that blaming others keeps you dependent. You feel like you need someone else to change your life. But when you take responsibility, you become independent. You realize that you can create your own progress. Another powerful point is that successful people do not waste time blaming. They accept reality. They adapt. They take action. They focus on solutions. This is why they grow. Another important lesson is honesty. Be honest with yourself. Ask yourself, am I making excuses or am I taking action? This awareness changes everything. Another powerful benefit is confidence. When you take action instead of blaming, you prove to yourself that you can do something. This builds confidence. You feel stronger. Another important truth is that time does not wait. Every day you spend blaming is a day lost, and lost time never comes back. Another powerful lesson is to start now. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Conditions will never be perfect. Start with what you have. Do what you can. This creates momentum. The truth is simple. Blaming keeps you stuck. Action moves you forward. You cannot change your life by complaining. You can change your life by acting. When you stop blaming and start taking responsibility, you take back your power. And when you take back your power, your life begins to change. Lesson 5. Build yourself when no one is watching. The fifth powerful truth is this: real growth happens when no one is watching. Many people work hard only when there is pressure, when someone is checking them, when there is a deadline, when there is recognition. But the moment that pressure is gone, they stop. This is why their progress is slow and inconsistent. But strong people understand something different. They build themselves even when no one is watching. For example, imagine two people. One works only when others are observing. The other works even when no one knows. Who will grow more? The second one. Because growth is not about showing. It is about becoming. Another important truth is that private effort creates public results. People see your success later, but they do not see the work you did in silence. They do not see the practice, the discipline, and the effort you put in when no one was there. That hidden effort is what creates visible success. Another powerful point is that working alone builds self-discipline. When no one is there to remind you, you must remind yourself. When no one is there to push you, you must push yourself. This builds strong habits. Another important lesson is that silence removes distractions. When you work quietly, you focus more. You are not trying to impress anyone. You are focused on improving yourself. This improves your quality of work. Another powerful benefit is self-respect. When you know that you are working hard, even when no one sees it, you feel proud of yourself. You build trust in yourself. You know that you are serious about your goals. Another important truth is that success is built in small, hidden moments. It is built in daily effort. It is built in consistency, not in big public moments. Another powerful point is that when you depend on external validation, your progress becomes weak. If you need praise to work, you will stop when praise is gone. But when you work for your own growth, you become independent. Another important lesson is patience. When you work in silence, results may take time. You may feel like no one notices your effort. But over time, your growth becomes visible. Another powerful benefit is confidence. When you know that you are improving every day, you feel stronger. You do not need approval from others. Your confidence comes from your effort. Another important truth is that consistency matters more than intensity. You do not need to work hard one day and stop. You need to work steadily every day. Even small effort daily creates big results. Another powerful lesson is to protect your focus. When you work alone, avoid distractions. Stay committed to your task. This builds discipline. The truth is simple. Nobody is coming to watch your effort. Nobody is coming to remind you every day. But that is not a problem, because your growth is in your hands. When you build yourself in silence, you create real strength. And when your strength is real, your results will speak for themselves. That is how you become unstoppable, by working even when no one is watching. Lesson 6. Time is moving, with or without you. The sixth powerful truth is this: time is always moving, whether you act or not. Many people think they have a lot of time. They delay their work. They postpone their goals. They say, "I will start tomorrow." But tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next month. And slowly, time passes. The truth is simple. Time does not wait for anyone. It keeps moving forward. And if you are not moving with it, you are falling behind. For example, imagine two people. One starts today, even with small effort. The other keeps waiting for the perfect moment. After a few months, the difference becomes clear. The one who started early has made progress. The one who waited is still at the same place. This is the power of time. Another important truth is that lost time never comes back. You can earn money again. You can find new opportunities. But once time is gone, it is gone forever. This makes time the most valuable thing in your life. Another powerful point is that small daily actions use time wisely. You do not need to do something big every day. Even small progress matters. If you improve a little every day, over time, it becomes something big. Another important lesson is to stop delaying. Delay feels comfortable. It gives you temporary relief. But it creates long-term regret. When you delay too much, you start feeling pressure. You feel that you are wasting your potential. Another powerful benefit of understanding time is urgency. Not pressure, but awareness. You realize that every day matters. You start using your time carefully. This improves your discipline. Another important truth is that successful people respect time. They do not waste it on unimportant things. They use it to learn, grow, and improve. This is why they move ahead. Another powerful point is that distraction steals your time. A few minutes of distraction may not feel like much, but repeated every day, it becomes hours and days lost. This is how people lose time without realizing it. Another important lesson is to plan your time. When you know what to do, you avoid confusion. You use your time better. Planning gives direction. Another powerful benefit is control. When you manage your time, you feel in control of your life. You are not reacting. You are acting with purpose. Another important truth is that you do not need perfect conditions to start. If you keep waiting for the perfect time, you will never begin. The right time is now. Another powerful lesson is consistency. Using your time wisely every day creates powerful results. Even small effort, repeated daily, creates success. The truth is simple. Time is moving forward every second. Whether you act or not, it will pass. But the difference is what you do with it. If you waste it, you lose opportunities. If you use it, you create progress. Nobody is coming to give you extra time. You already have it. The question is, how will you use it? When you understand the value of time, you stop waiting. You start acting. And that is when your life begins to change. Lesson 7. Become your own hero. The final and most powerful truth is this: you must become your own hero. Many people grow up believing that someone will come and change their life. They wait for help. They wait for guidance. They wait for someone to save them. But the reality is different. No one is coming. And this is not a sad truth. It is a powerful one. Because it means you have the ability to change your own life. You do not need to wait. You do not need permission. You can start now. For example, imagine you are facing a difficult situation. You feel stuck. You feel confused. You may think, I need someone to guide me. I need someone to fix this. But what if that person never comes? Will you stay stuck forever, or will you take control? Strong people choose the second option. They become their own support. They become their own guide. Another important truth is that becoming your own hero builds independence. You stop depending on others. You learn to solve your own problems. You trust your decisions. This creates strength. Another powerful point is that you already have what you need to start. You may not have everything. You may not feel perfect, but you have enough to take the first step. And the first step is what matters. Another important lesson is self-belief. When you rely on yourself, you build belief. You prove to yourself that you can handle challenges. This builds confidence. Another powerful benefit is control. When you become your own hero, you take control of your life. You are not waiting for external help. You are creating your own path. Another important truth is that no one cares about your life as much as you do. Others may support you, they may guide you, but they cannot live your life for you. Only you can do that. Another powerful point is that becoming your own hero does not mean you cannot learn from others. You can take advice. You can learn from people, but you do not depend on them. You take responsibility for your actions. Another important lesson is courage. Being your own hero requires courage. You will face fear. You will face uncertainty, but you move forward anyway. Another powerful benefit is growth. When you rely on yourself, you learn faster, you adapt, you improve, you become stronger. Another important truth is that your life changes when you stop waiting. The moment you stop expecting someone else to fix your problems, you take action. And action creates results. Another powerful lesson is to start now. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Do not wait for someone else. Take one step today, then another. This builds momentum. The truth is simple. Nobody is coming to save you, but you have the power to save yourself. When you become your own hero, you become strong, confident, and independent. You take control of your life. And when you take control, nothing can stop you from moving forward. That is how real change happens. Not when someone comes to help you, but when you decide to help yourself. Nobody is coming to change your life. Nobody is coming to push you every day. But that is not your weakness. That is your power. Because the moment you stop waiting, you start becoming stronger. You start taking control. You start building the life you want. Remember, your future depends on what you do today, not on what others do for you. So stop waiting. Start acting. Become your own hero. If you found this video powerful, make sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more life-changing content. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.